Yo, what's going on everyone? Guiding Light here, and in this video, I'm going to walk you guys through the quarantine mission. Now, I try to make my videos as short and concise as I can, but this is just an extremely long mission with a lot of intricate steps to it. So I'll skip through the parts that I can, and I'll only commentate over the parts that are necessary. So in order to get started, what we're going to do is we're going to need to go into the Spark. We're going to go through this first couple of rooms, and there's going to be a puzzle and some people to clear out. Now, once you do get down into the first room, your first objective is going to be to break the defenses, so you'll be able to get into the Spark to continue past a lot of these enemies. But once you get into this one room, a lot of the doors will lock. Once you clear out all of these enemies, you'll have the ability to pick up the dark matter energy. So you'll want to pick this up, and there's going to be these two rocks that you have to break using it. Once you do that, you can move on to the next part of the mission. So just pick this up. You'll see these two things start to glow. Once you activate them, you want to break them, and it should open up the door behind you so that you don't actually have to clear out a lot of the enemies in this room, and you can continue on. Now in this next room, you're gonna have to push through the structures, and there will be a big brig that spawns up. I pretty much skipped through most of the fight though because it takes a few minutes. Now I actually had to restart this entire mission once at this point because there's a puzzle here, and the puzzle completely bugged out for me. So during this next part of the mission, you'll have to use the cannon, which teleports you around, the relocator. So the first time I ran this mission when trying to use the relocator for the puzzle, it would actually glitch out and just simply not work. And I tried everything I could, and I know for a fact that it was just a bug because after reloading into the mission, I was able to complete the puzzle on my very first attempt using the exact same solution. So if you guys do get stuck after trying the exact same solution as me, or I'll show you what happens, but if it doesn't seem to work, you may need to restart the mission. I do think this only happened because I went down the first time during the brig fight, and something about going down may have triggered it to not work. So once you have cleared out all of the ads, you will want to come into this room. There's going to be this cannon here, the relocator, that you'll need to pick up. Now once you have this, you can come back out to the center room where the locked door is. There's a small puzzle that's pretty simple when it doesn't bug out. So what you'll do is you'll use the relocator to send a charge around the map, and the charge is going to unlock the door. But you will need to rotate a few of these satellites around in order to move the charge around properly. So normally the charge will just go around, but as you can see, this satellite needs to be rotated around. This is the part that started to bug for me because for some reason the charge just would not bounce properly off of one of these satellites, and it was not the one that I could manually rotate. It was one of the blue ones. But as you can see here, the charge should normally just continue on until it reaches a dead end or eventually fizzles out. But if you rotate the satellites around properly, the one on the top needs to be facing the left, and then this one here in the bottom mid needs to just be facing the lasers. It should be able to activate the portal. Now, after this, there's going to be some loot. You're going to want to pick this up, and you're about halfway through the mission. So I skipped a little bit ahead, not too far, but at this point now is the next objective. All I did was equip some new gear, so that's why I skipped ahead. But now you have to reach the singularity. So once you get through this small jumping puzzle, you're gonna then need to break this charge here in the next room. So in order to break the quarantine, there's going to be a bunch of these 3 different pylons you have to break. So I'll show you guys all 3 of the locations, but there are a few things you have to do to activate them first. Now at this point, you will be at the final boss, which is pretty simple in terms of the mechanics, but you will have to use the spark yet again. You'll have to this time charge up the super with the spark to break a few of the engines, which will eventually trigger the exact same phases from most of the other missions in the game, where you have to take out the Minotaur and then take down the shield. So you'll have to rinse and repeat this method a few times in order to take out the bosses, but I'll let the gameplay play out in case you get stuck on any of it, and it'll show you the method I used to beat it. So hopefully this does help, and I will catch you in the next one.